Hi, welcome to an early morning impromptu yellow Sheldon. Hey, look, it's a saddle. It's a saddle with a secret. I'm sure you all remember back when you were kids, the Reebok Pump sneakers. I'm sure you also remember the song Pumped Up Kicks. But what we have is an incarnation of the saddle version of that song. You're witnessing bicycling meme history. So, this is a shitty looking saddle, and it's not rare, and it's not old. However, it does have a penis pump attached to it, and I just, this came through and I just had to show it off to you guys. You don't see these very often. I think the air bladder ends up popping quite a bit, so, A for effort. And it really reminds me of the scrotal pump that was in early internal penis pump technology. I don't know if you've ever looked up a patent on those, but it's hilarious. You basically have inflatable tubes in your dick that your doctor puts in there, and then in your scrotum, they've replaced one of your balls with a small pump, and so you can pump your phallus up using the pump. I can't remember what they use it for. It might be to make an artificial penis for F to M transgender people, but I honestly can't remember. It might be for anybody who needs to get their member functional again. Anyway, look it up. It's an interesting diagram. So this thing, it is a small inlet into this air bladder. You pump it up. This one doesn't hold air anymore, but it gets firm to your taste, and you can bleed off some of the air. You can bleed off some of the air with this little button. These are very gimmicky, and I mean, as someone who spent a lot of time in the bike industry, one thing that I want to point out is that, to me, in my opinion, all the padding, all the gimmicky stuff, you see saddles with springs in the bottom, you have clearly like air pump saddles, all this stuff doesn't really make a saddle more comfortable, especially if you're riding it for any distance. A seat like a couch cushion might be comfortable if you're on a beach cruiser and you're just riding to the coffee shop, but if you take that same padded saddle and put it on a bike where you're intending to ride for more than 5 miles, that indefinite softness tends to actually make more pressure points and actually make the saddle more uncomfortable. So my suggestion with saddles, and there really isn't a way to suggest a saddle to you, because suggesting a saddle is like suggesting a pair of shoes or a pair of pants. There is no best pair of pants in the world. There are pairs of pants that fit certain individuals. There's no best shoes in the world. There are shoes which have different features or different fits that fit certain individuals. So there's a thing called an assometer. It's like a sit bone gauge, basically. And it's a bar. It's a lot like the shoe sizer that when you were a kid and you'd go get shoes with your mom and they had that metal plate that slid up and down and in and out. It's like that, but it's for your ass. And it's the one we have is like, it's a foam pad that you sit on, and the foam is really slow to rebound. So you sit on it, you get off, and then the highest pressure point where your ass bones are indented. And then there's a little sliding gauge, which you slide into or out if you have a huge ass. You slide it to where it syncs up with the dents in the foam, and then you have a baseline for the width of your sit bones, right? So for me, the Celitalia Flight is the perfect saddle. For someone else, a specialized toupee, which I know it's not that, but the fact that it says toupee, it's my it's my favorite saddle. I imagine a man wearing it on top of his head. They come in different widths. So my one simple trick, saddle manufacturers hate him, click the link below to find out, would be, well, if you have a used bike shop like this, just get any used saddle buy it and ride it, and if it sucks, trade it for, like, return it for another used saddle, and keep doing that until you find one that works for you. A lot of people don't have a reputable or reasonable used bicycle shop in their area. My recommendation for you would be go someplace that has an assometer and start with saddles that have the appropriate width back end here for you. And from there, move forward. You know, if you like cutouts in the center of the saddle, get one with a cutout. But in my personal experience, the width of the saddle, you know, where they've designed the saddle ass bones, the peak pressure points, that is the most important thing. So I don't know what it is about sports and pneumatic doodles like this, but every time I see something like this, whether it's sneakers or ski boots or this saddle, I'm just super into it. It reminds me of the Baron Harkonnen's sexual gimp suit from the Dune movie, the David Lynch Dune movie. Anyway, it's early. I'm about to start doing repairs. I just thought I'd pop this one off and yeah, enjoy. Have a good day.